Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com's tactics trainer, and I'm going to do another group of 3 puzzles and simply share my thoughts along the way. Okay, well, I'm not sure how I figured this one out, but I figured this one out. I haven't seen it before, but okay. I'm pretty sure the first move is rook to a4. And my initial thought is you have to take the rook, king b5, king a7, and then c6. And there's no way that this pawn could be stopped. Yeah, that must be what the solution is. If we're doing something other than rook a4, the rook is able to just get behind the pawn. So, I mean, you have to stop the rook from getting behind the pawn. So maybe I'm not sure that's the first thought that ran through my mind when I looked at this puzzle, but I, for some reason, saw this takes king b5, rook a7, and then this c6 move, and the rook is officially shut down. But yeah, I mean, first and foremost, if the rook is allowed to get behind the pawn, there's no way that we're going to have something good in this puzzle. So it must be rook to a4 on move 1. Yeah, that's the solution. Rook a4, rook takes rook, king b5, rook a7. If we push there, well, there's a couple things black could do. You could push with c6, give check, and then pick up the pawn, or even play to b7 with check, and then go to b8. Yeah, it's rook a4. This is probably some endgame study. c6 locks down on everything, and we're able to push through. And yeah, just push again, and it's solved. Okay, that one wasn't so bad. If you didn't end up getting that one, yeah, you just have to first recognize you can't allow that rook to get behind the pawn, so you have to do whatever it takes to stop the rook from getting there. Even giving up your rook in order to get king b5 and then this quiet move, move 3 with c6, prevents the rook from getting the pawn. Alright, let's try another where we are playing as black. And if we're not careful, queen g8 is mate. We need to act fast. Don't have time for quiet stuff. Alrighty. Oh, trickiness, man, trickiness. Okay, we have some checks. Let me just say that I was looking at rook takes pawn check, king here, or excuse me, not king here, but rook takes pawn, king d1. Where's our next good check? I don't see it. Rook takes pawn, king d1. Good follow-up checks aren't really there. Also, knight takes pawn check, king b1. There is no check from that position. And we would then have to start worrying, defending g8. What we do have, I don't know that this is best yet, but we have the move bishop f4. This is another check to consider. This f4 square is indirectly defended by our knight, who could play in d3, taking advantage of this pin, and then we could win the queen. How are we doing material-wise? We're already up a lot of material. We're up 2 minor pieces, so if we have to give up 2 minor pieces to get the queen, hey, that's fine. For a moment, I'm just thinking, is there a way that there's some bishop check, and then this pawn pushing through, dislodging our king somehow? We have our knight here defending. Yeah, white would have to give up a lot of material for something like that. Bishop f4, let's just say queen takes bishop, knight check, king d2, knight takes queen. In order to make this bishop g7 move work, white would have to eliminate our knight. Queen takes rook, bishop here. It's too much material that white is giving up. Pawn push. In the end, we're at least up a rook. So that's really not working. It must be bishop f4, starting with the fork and then following up with another fork. Yeah, I don't see anything better. It's just this idea to scoop up the queen. Okay, let's try just one more. Important to just note that certain initial checks don't allow for good follow-up checks. Rook takes pawn, king d1. The follow-up checks are non-existent. Knight takes a2, king b1. The follow-up checks are just not there to look for these other moves. Forceful stuff, of course, because of this mate in one threat. This is the other check to consider, and it works out. Back-to-back forks. All right, let's try one last one here. Playing is black. Okay. Well, king is really short on squares. If we played rook check, the knight has to block. It's the only legal move. I'm somehow trying to make it work where the king is on f7 controlling here, and then what? I don't know. Actually, if we go here to control this square, it also gives up a new square for the king. An a7. Okay. This seems like a start. This rook is pretty much out of play. Yes, it's pinning our pawn to the king after the knight is moved, but kind of out of play. Rook h4, knight h5. I'm thinking of a knight move at this point. Feels like he should be doing something else at that moment. Move 2. I'm struggling to find an additional candidate move. Move 1 candidate. Rook h4 is the only one I'm coming up with. Knight h5, and what would we do there? I mean, we could give a check on f7, but after king g6, then the king's ready to take here. Is there something we could do where we land a fork, knight takes pawn with check somehow, and then win the rook? Don't really see that happening. If we have enough time, what we could do is give check, knight h5, king f7. If we could do like 4 moves in a row, king f7, knight g6, knight f4, and then rook takes knight mate. But that's a lot of time. And what white could do while we're trying to organize that that kind of stuff where we're piling up on the pinned knight, the rook can swing over here and then be in a position to dislodge our king. So, thinking it must be something else. Rook check, knight h5, and something other than this idea of king f7, knight g6, etc. That is just coming at a snail's pace. Hmm. Is it possible to give mate if we don't have the rook on the board? We sack it for the knight somehow? Can our knight and pawns alone control enough squares to give mate? I feel like I've seen this one before. But clearly not recalling what the solution is. Not 100% that I've seen it before, but it kind of looks familiar. Let's revisit this again. Rook h4, knight h5. The knight is pinned. Is there any rush with rook here? I was thinking like king f7 first, and then maybe we have rook d8 to h8. But I have a problem with that. If king f7, this might not be a bad idea to try for that. King f7, and then we're threatening rook here and then there. And defensive h8 with the king. Let's say king f7, and there's a nothing move like a3. Rook d8, king h7 can then be met with knight g6, and we will be getting to h8. My concern, however, is that on king f7, there's rook c1. And if we play rook d8, there's going to be rook c7 check, and where's our king going? Yeah, that rook seems a bit too disruptive, but I guess it's at least a nice, or an attempt to, a different way to look at it, like seeing this rook's flexibility, let's say, from d4. It can play to h4, or it could maybe even go to d8 and look at the h8, d8 to h8 idea. But this feels too slow because of rook c1. King f7, rook c1, and that rook is going to be a great bother very soon. Would we have something there? King f7, rook c1? Oh, I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Struggling here. Rook h4, knight h5. It's not helping me. As soon as the knight moves, giving up g6, and then you have to worry about f6. I'm not sure what more to try here. Oh, you idiot. Oh, why do you... Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Why do you need your king on f7 in order to get your rook to h8? What's wrong with h7? What's wrong with h7? How about rook d7 to h7? This is a mate in 2 puzzle. You goof. It's a mate in 2. Oh, man. It's a mate in 2. You can't stop this. Rook d7 to h7 is mate. Oh my goodness. Was I the only one who looked at h4 for forever? I mean, that's a really tempting move, right? Come on, let me know in the comment section. I know I was not the only one who thought about rook to h4. But maybe I was helping you out some when I was referencing this rook d8 to h8 idea, and you're probably a bit frustrated that I wasn't seeing, hey, what about rook d7 to h7? I don't know why I didn't come up with that sooner, but okay, that's just a flat-out mate in 2. A quiet move to start, even though there was that checking, the very appealing checking move. But after the knight block, there isn't anything good. I didn't really see... The timing just wasn't there to exploit a pin or anything like that. Okay, a mate in 2 for the final puzzle there. As usual, feel free to share how you did with these 3. Let me know that I was not alone for this last puzzle, please, in thinking rook h4 was the correct first move for forever. Let me know in the comment section below how you did with these 3. And as usual, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.